friends, welcome back to a Renee's Corner video. I'm Tanesha Renee, and it is so bright in here. Like, I think it's because all the snow is reflecting off the ground. I have had 2 weeks of snow, like ice days, but I've still had to go to work. Like, the kids out of school, but I'm at work, which feels crazy. But I know it is February, so happy Black History Month, happy month of love. I think there's something else that's February, but Black History Month is the most important. And so I know it's a little late to do like a 2025 reading recap, but I'm gonna do it anyways because like this is where we're at this point in my life. So last year I read 100 books, and so we're gonna do like a little recap of what I read, and then we're gonna do top 10 books plus some honorable mentions that I read in 2025 that I think you should also read, okay? Okay, so according to Storygraph, which I had to adjust my goal on Storygraph because I had 2 DNFs last year, I finished 22,958 pages of books and 202.6 hours of audiobooks in the year. My first book I read was Frenemies with Benefits, by Cynthia Williams, and the last book I read was The Accidental Love, a holiday novella by Noki Monroe, maybe, I think is what it says. I'm trying to think. Most read author was the creator of Attack on Titan. I was on an Attack on Titan kick. I also read 4 Kennedy Ryan books. The longest time spent reading was One Summer in Savannah by Tara Shelton Harris. I did 1 buddy read that was completed and 1 that was not, and I gave about 26 books 5 stars. And the best part about this year is I read 60 new authors, which I think is so like kind of incredible. And let's see what else. Yeah, I DNF'd 2 books. I reread 1. And that's pretty much it. That's the story. So I feel like last year was a really great really great year of reading. I was really in my bag, but I think a lot of that was because I was really stressed. And one thing about me is that when I am stressed, I'm like, you know, it'd be better than being stressed out to go read a book. And so that's what we do. So I wanted to get into my top 10 books from the year. Out of 100, these are my top ones, and then we've got a couple honorable mentions, and so we'll count from 10 all the way down, and we'll do 1 sentence summary, plus just 1 sentence summary for this. Okay, let's first start off with the honorable mentions. Number 1, Heartsick by Christina Forrest. Of the honorable mentions, it is about these 2 teenagers who accidentally discover that this drug that cures you of heartbreak is actually harming people, and they kind of go on an adventure to figure out what's going on. Another honorable mention is Summer's Echo, which is a book about kind of like a runaway bride, and she runs back to a man who she has a very long-standing history with, and they try to figure out what's going on. This Could Be Forever is by Ebony, LaDelle. I'm trying to remember this off the top of my head, which is a mistake. I think it's LaDelle. This is a book about a young lady who grows up in the South and goes to college in DC for the very first time, and she meets this boy, and you know, freshman year love story, kind of figuring out like some culture stuff in the non-spoilerous way possible. Okay, sorry, got distracted. Okay, next one of the honorable mentions is Playin Hard by Whitney Grandison. Honestly, this book is some teenage mess. It's about this girl and her enemy at school, and they really get into it, but then as time goes on, they get closer and they figure out that they might have more in common with each other than they have against each other. And it's a hot teenage mess, okay? There's lots going on, lots of drama, and it was really, really good. I was thoroughly entertained. Okay, now let's go through the top 10 list. Starting at number 10 is You've Got a Place Here Too. I think the word is like curated, or maybe like curated by Ebony, LaDelle, but it is an anthology that includes several different stories, all love stories set at HBCUs by various Black authors. Absolutely loved it. As an HBCU girly myself, like, it was perfect. Like, it was perfectly done. There are some stories in there I really loved more than I liked others, but like all of them are so good. Like, if you want to talk about that, like, comment down below. Yep. Okay, so coming in at number 9 is 24 Seconds From Now, a love story by Jason Reynolds. I have been on a quest to read more Black romances written by Black men and like have Black men POVs. This one, so incredibly like tender and intimate, and just like a perspective that I don't really see that much is like teenage boys and their feelings. And so this book follows a teenage boy where he's trying to have sex for the first time with his girlfriend, and the book sort of starts like 24 seconds before I guess they do it, and then like 24 minutes, 24 hours. It is wonderful. It's hard to explain it without giving away the spoilers, but I think it is a must read. Like, it is one of those ones where I was like, this is really good, which is why it came in at number 9. Number 8 is Love in 280 Characters or Less. Obviously, I am a huge fan of Raven Stringfield. I love her work, and this book is about a chronically online girl. It is kind of marketed as a romance, but it's really more of like a coming of age with a little romance sprinkled on top. It's about this girl who goes to college, and she's trying to like land on her feet and figure out her voice as she figures out college for the first time, which all of us know, well, not all of us, but maybe for a lot of Black women, and I would say Black people, and a lot of freshmen, it's really hard transitioning into college. And so that book follows Sydney as she tries to figure out being in college for the first time. No Ordinary Love by Myah, Ariel is at book number 7. This book follows a singer after a very public-ish, I wouldn't even say public-ish. I would say this book follows a singer after she breaks up with her man, and she kind of stumbles upon a relationship with a baseball player, and he loves her down, and he's like, hey, I'll do whatever you need me to do as long as I can be your man, basically. It was just great. 10s out of 10s. You should read that one too. Number 6 is Behind the Scenes by Kristina Jones. Miss Christina, I was not familiar with your game, sis. That book, I literally was driving, listening to the audiobook, and I had paused the book to call my best friend and be like, hey, you need to read this right now. Like, I know we got this list going, but you need to stop what you're doing, read it right now. Behind the Scenes follows this director as he starts to create this project, like this movie or something, and the person who is helping him is like a personal assistant, but kind of like more than that, and they have a chance encounter that sort of like pulls their lives together. I mean, she starts working for him, but the chance encounter starts before she starts working for him. Our Vicious Oats by N.E. Davenport. I think it's marketed as a YA, but actually I don't think so, but it's like a rom fantasy book. It follows Khadijah as she is captured by an enemy fae king, and that's all I really can say about that one. You just gotta read it for yourself. There is a lot of hunching in that book, but it is so good. I wouldn't say that I'm a big romance fantasy girly, but that one with Black people, and that man got a grill, and he like, ooh, I just love Black people. I don't know, something about a grill, and then he's like the king, and he's all swaggy, and like he's a good man. They do get on my nerves, but it's a really good book. Coming in at number 4 is Audre and Bash Are Just Friends. If you saw my Instagram, I absolutely loved this book. I just love teenagers. I think teenagers are just so fun, and like there's so many feelings, and being a teenager is so hard. But Audre is the daughter of Eva, who is in 7 Days in June. This is her child, and her and Bash come together to help Audre sort of spice up her life and to be more adventurous so that she can have something to write about in her college essays, as she wants to live her life to the fullest. And Bash is new to the city, and he's like, hey, I'm from California, I do know how to live my life to the fullest. They're sweet baby angels. I will not take any slander about Audre and Bash, okay? If you didn't like it, read it again, try again, because it's so good. Okay, coming in at number 3 was Plus Size Player by Danielle Allen. This should not come as a surprise. Like, I am a huge fan of Danielle Allen, and I also recently found out that she's from Virginia. I'm from Virginia, kinda, but I think that's so amazing. So Plus Size Player follows Nina, who is a lady who has a roster and a man for everything. She's got a fun man, a smart man, a silly man, a man who she just hunching on, like she got a man for everything. And then she happens upon this man that she wants to like take more seriously and like want to be around more. And then it turns out that he's kind of the boss of the company that she's modeling for. Yeah, Nina is great. I think she is a spitfire. Love her down. I think that she is a character that most people will really enjoy because she takes no mess, and I love that about her. Coming in at number 2 is technically 2 books because I feel like I can't separate them. It is Sweet Heat and, well, technically it's Honey and Spice and Sweet Heat by Bolu. I cannot remember what her last name is, but this book follows Kiki and Malachi. Okay, so the first book, Honey and Spice, is sort of like enemies to lovers kind of thing, but also like let's use each other's for each other's gain. Malachi, I will accept no slander on him, or Kiki. Kiki is one of those like women who's like, I really hate men, and then like stumbles upon a man that she really likes, and they just get along great, and I just love their banter. So that's Honey and Spice. And then the follow-up book sequel to that is Sweet Heat, which follows Kiki and Malachi after they have broken up post-college, and they're trying to like kind of avoid each other. I will say this is a second chance romance done exactly the way I would want it to be done. Like, it's not just like, oh yeah, we went, like we go together in the past and now we're going back together. Like, no. Like, they like struggle through it, and it's so good. It's not struggle love, but like there are things that come along with a second chance romance that like you have to like mush through, like you have to like push through to be in a second chance romance. I feel like a lot of books get that wrong, but Bolu, you got that right, girl, and you had me crying in both books, and I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting that at all. Anyways, now finally book number 1 I think is obvious. I already made a video about this book, but it's Can't Get Enough by Kennedy Ryan. This book follows Hendrix, who is a woman who is childless by choice, like a boss, a go-getter. She is a woman who's about her business. This book is like written for all the ambitious girlies who people like to say you cannot have it all, but you can. And Hendrix has it all with Maverick, who had me also crying because like for him to show up in the way that he does for a woman who handles it all herself, chef's kiss. Raised my standards by a long shot because I was like, oh, this is what a man does. Now, is he fictional? Yes, but like Kennedy Ryan said something a couple of years ago, and she's like, people tell me that my books are unrealistic, but it's like, oh, this man cares about you. He's considerate, he's thoughtful, he thinks about you before you think about him, and like he does nice things for you. And I'm like, that's unrealistic. And so yeah, number 1 was Can't Get Enough. I had a really good reading year. I did hit a slump right after my EPPP exam, but like I was tired of reading. But let me know what your top books were from 2025. I would love to hear them. I know it's February, but honestly, my new year started February 1st. January was just like a free trial. I don't know what was happening over there, but now we're here. And so please share with me your books from 2025 that you loved. I would love to read them. And leave a book emoji if you watched this far. I hope you're doing well. I'm not gonna prolong this anymore because I want to keep yapping. And I also really have somewhere to go like in 10 minutes. So I gotta go. Love you all so much. See you guys in the next video. Peace out. I love you all so much. Hugs and kisses. Happy week of Valentine's Day. Hope you do something that you love. And I'll see you next time. Bye.